Welcome to the session on independent directors. According to section 149, subsection 5, every company which is existing on or before the commencement of this Companies Act 2013 or within 1 year from the commencement of the date of this notification, that is after 2013, shall have independent directors. An independent director in relation to a company means a director other than the managing director or a all-time director or a nominee director who in the opinion of the board is a person of integrity and possesses expertise and experience. So the most important requirement for an independent director is his specialized knowledge, skill and his capacity to administer the company and in a special capacity. So a person who is not related to promoters or directors or its holding of share or debenture or any other kind of investment is an independent director. It also means that such a director shall have no pecuniary or academic, financial interest other than the remuneration for which such directors are appointed, or having transaction not exceeding 10% of his total income as the amount as may be prescribed. That is, his income will be restricted to his income from the company only, and he is not interested in the remuneration but only in the administration of the company. And no relatives can hold, or a person who is indebted to the company for an amount shall hold the position of independent director, or he has given a guarantee to the company cannot become an independent director, or a person having any other pecuniary interest, financial interest in regard to company cannot become an independent director. So he is or he has been an employee of the company or in way directly or indirectly connected with the company cannot become an independent director. And also he along with his directors, he is holding more than a particular percentage, so it says 2% or more, having voting right in the company cannot become an independent director. So if he is a chief executive of a director of whatever name called on non-profit organization or holding 25% or more of his receipts of the company or any connected company, then he cannot become an independent director. So what is the criterion for becoming an independent director? His expertise and knowledge, or who possess qualification as may be prescribed. And every independent director shall be at the first meeting of the board in which he is appointed, and in subsequent board where he is attending the meeting, should give a declaration that he meets the criteria of independent director as mentioned in the subsection 6 of 149, that is mentioned above, which I have already mentioned. And every independent director shall at the first meeting should give a declaration as such. And for the purposes of this section, even a nominee director cannot become an independent director. The company and independent director shall abide by the provisions of the Companies Act, Schedule 6 in regard to remuneration. He shall take only remuneration for his work and not for any other additional remuneration. Notwithstanding anything contained in this act, he shall not be doing any other work for the company or connected in any other way with the company. So there are certain procedure by which under 150, subject to the provisions contained in subsection 5 of 149, an independent director may be selected from a data bank containing names, addresses and qualifications of persons who are eligible to be appointed and willing to be appointed as independent director as notified by central government from time to time. So central government keeps a list of independent persons who are independent, who are professionals, who are having capacity and skill, who are willing to act as independent directors. And these persons who are chartered accountants or company secretaries or advocates or some other professionals who is having the professional skill and competency, they shall be appointed as independent director from the list maintained by the central government. The appointment of independent director shall be approved by the company in general meeting as the appointment of any other director. And the central government may prescribe the manner and procedure of appointing independent director to fulfill the qualification. She should have the qualifications, qualification shares only if it is specifically provided. Otherwise, it is not provided, he is not entitled to have any holding of any qualification shares. So that is the importance of independent directors, and it is a matter of corporate governance that in the present day, the total number of directors consist of independent directors of the company. And we can say every company shall have a board of directors, and they should have minimum number of directors, either 2 or 3, in the case of public company 3, and maximum 15 directors as mentioned on 149. And it is also maintained that every company shall have at least one director who stays in India for a total period of not less than 182 days during the financial year. And also every public listed company shall have at least 1/3 of the total number of directors as independent directors. That's a very important provision. That is, in case of listed company, at least 1/3 of total number of directors should be independent directors, and the central government may prescribe it, the minimum number of independent directors in the case of any class or class of public company. So if it's a public company or a government-owned company, the number of independent directors that is required shall be prescribed by the central government. So independent directors are very important personalities who are in the board of directors, who are independent, who are rather professional, and who are not like normal directors, who does not have any vested financial interests or shareholding or any other category of interest other than the administration of the company. This is a matter of corporate governance that has developed during the subsequent to section, 2013 amendments. Thank you.